But we've got Tony in Illinois, who confusingly claims to neither be an atheist nor a theist, and says that men are God because we can create, but we have to earn the title of God. Give us a hint as to what you're talking about, Tony.
Oh, a man? Okay. Basically, the way I believe it is the way that man was taught thousands of years ago.
How do you know?
Actual gods that claim to be. I'm sorry.
I'm just. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'm a Sumerian, so I it's not a religion to be a Sumerian, but it is documented as being the oldest history on record. So we got to give it some credit. But people have to understand that, you know, when you throw these words out there, religion is not more than just a belief, you know, and it's only as good as what you believe in. But a lot of people claim there's a God. There's so many different forms of it, but they all cling to the same word, but none of them defy it in any other way other than just one simple little word. But what they start explaining to you, you start to realize wouldn't even have a name. You couldn't even describe it. So getting back to
no.
Yeah. Let's back up.
I can put any name on anything. You can't. I don't understand this. What they're describing wouldn't have a name. I'm just talking about the label.
Well, no, I know the label, right? The word God, the one that, you know, people are using all the time. Just, you know, I believe in God.
Well, when you say everybody, who specifically are you talking about? Are you talking about people of the Abrahamic religions, or are you talking about people like the
general
people believe in? Well, people believe in the Norse gods still. Some people still believe in the Greek gods,
right?
And they don't use the word God because they have more than one. Shinto animists don't use the word God at all. They use spirit. So where are you getting this? Everybody who uses the word God, when not everybody even uses the word God. Where do you get that from?
Well, I'm referring to the three major religions, but yes, you're right. If you go back,
the three major religions would be Christianity, Buddhism, and Islam. And Buddhism also has a sect of it that does not believe in any God.
Well, Judaism also believes in God also.
But they're not one of the three major religions by size. So when you say three major religions, what are you choosing? Because I just chose size.
Okay, so if you go back 200-300 years, yes, you're right.
Now by size.
Okay, so are we going to talk about the word God? Who is God? What is God?
Well, so you made the claim that everybody uses the word God and doesn't know what it means. And my counter to that was, not everybody does use the word God. There are people who have to use the word gods because they believe in more than one. And there are people who don't use the word God at all and believe in spirits. And then you have a sect of Buddhism that doesn't accept any gods and is basically atheist in that respect, to the best of my knowledge.
Not only that, because I'd like to get to this. It seems that you're saying other people are using the word God wrong, and you know how to use the word God right. So how do you justify that?
No, I didn't say. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying everybody uses it in their own way, but they're all using the same word. Is what I'm trying to make a point of.
Who is they? Define they. Define they.
I mean, anybody that's either religion based or just trying to explain who created the universe. They're always going to say God. What are they going to say? So
no, that's not true. In fact, I just listed a whole bunch of different religions from different parts of the world that I know about, and there's more than that don't even use the word God, and some of them may not even have an origin story for the origin of the world.
Meanwhile, I think we might be beating up on something that's secondary, because you called in to say that men are gods, but we have to earn the title.
I'm trying to get to that point, but we keep going back and trying to.
I know you're trying to get to the point. Unfortunately, you're saying so much stuff that is just not clear or accurate.
Yeah, that was just my first note of things I wanted to bring up.
Word since I got on the call, but here's the thing.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I said we're stuck on one word now. I'm trying to go back.
And what word is that?
God.
Yeah, and hang on, Tony. Didn't you call in to say that men are gods, but we have to earn the title of God?
Right.
So
am I going to be able to finish?
Why would we not be stuck on the word God? Isn't that your whole point?
Because I'm about to tell you what God means to me. But if you want to keep talking about God and not letting me tell you what I believe God is,
I want to know the why, though. I don't care so much about what you believe. I want to know why and whether anybody else should believe it. So go ahead.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing. Now, the way I see it is that God is someone that creates, right? I mean, that's what
Why are you asking us a question about it? This is you telling us what you believe, and I want to get to what you believe, but more importantly, why. So why are you asking me if God is something that someone that creates? Because that's not how I would define God, but you're defining it.
Well, I'm saying it in advance. It's going to be well known. If this world falls apart, nothing is forever, and people realize that either the sun or the earth starting to fall apart, they're going to have a choice, and they're either going to sit here and fall apart and just go with the earth and the sun, or they're going to choose to exist, and they're going to go out there and they're going to see, they're going to create life, and they're going to earn that title, and that's when they're going to realize what a lot of people can't accept what I say is that they are gods, and they will assume and inherit that title. And because of that title, that all of those that succeed, that are able to meet that type of a challenge, will go on to respect each other and be equal and live in a type of a harmonic balance.
Let me interrupt. Let me interrupt. Your entire statement is that, because I want to sum up, that you believe that when we eventually get off this planet to escape the impending, and by impending I mean what, couple billion years here or there, death of the sun that will take out the earth, that we will have expanded out into the universe enough to realize that we can create things and become God. So we can do terraforming and turn planets that can't support human life into planets that can support human life, and that maybe even be able to create life ourselves, that we will then be gods. Is that your whole statement?
Yeah.
Is that fair? Did I sum up correctly?
Yeah, exactly. But it's not billions or millions of years. It's a lot sooner than that. The sun's already begun
based on what?
Expanding.
So there's a problem with soon.
Scientific. See, a lot of people think, yes, the government is not to be trusted. There's
whoa. Let's back up. When you say soon, what's the biggest problem to everything we just summed up? When you say soon, what's the biggest problem?
What's the biggest problem?
Too soon.
The sun has been expanding now the sun has been expanding for the last 20 years. If they weren't spraying with, I mean, they chose the worst chemicals or metals to spray. Yes, I understand that.
How do you know the sun has been expanding for the last 20 years?
The actual fuck do you think? What is it that we're spraying that you think is causing the sun to expand?
No. You're putting words in my mouth. You're not listening. The reason they're spraying is because the.
Okay, I muted you. I'm going to recommend that you go back and rewind because I'm not putting words in your mouth. The problem that Jim is trying to point out is that you say soon, and very soon we are going to meet the king. Is that today? Is that next week? Is it within a century? Is it within my lifetime? Is it within millennia? Is it within billions of years? Because scientists have figured out when our sun is going to die.
Right.
I want to know what you mean by soon, which was Jim's point. It's not defined.
Yeah, I want to know what you mean by soon, because we've got a real big problem if we have to expand out into the universe.
Am I still muted?
Nope. What's the big problem that we have right now with expanding into the universe?
We probably, in my estimates, they're my personal one, just looking at models, but probably about 89 years.
No. What's the problem? You're not answering the question. Okay, 80, 90 years is your definition of soon. Okay. What's the big problem we have to solve before we can go out into the universe?
I don't think it's something we have to solve. I think it's just day-to-day life takes us there. The challenges, the direction.
How? What's the mechanism by which we expand into the universe?
Well, they've already unconsciously, unbeknownst to them, already began the practices of spraying atmospheres and building rocket ships and building space.
That's not the biggest problem we've got. The biggest problem that we have with expanding out into the universe is not how do we terraform. It's how do we get there? Because to the best of our knowledge right now, faster than light travel belongs in science fiction novels.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're asking me how do you get there?
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with expanding into the universe is we can't do that at the moment. We don't even have the ability to do slow ships yet.
I can tell you how they're going to do it if you really want to know. They're gonna attach to comets and use them as taxis to travel a lot faster and with less fuel and energy.
No. Because all the comets we have so far orbit the sun. That doesn't get us out of the solar system.
So I want to get clarity on this. When is our sun going to die?
My estimates are about 89 years. Not die. No, it's going to expand to the point where it's going to make life really challenging in this world.
You're the first person I've ever heard say that the sun will expand in the first 90 years. What's your background, sir? What expertise are you? What expertise do you have to make that claim?
Expanding.
I don't care about your expertise so much as what data are you pointing to, because scientists will point out that the sun's going to die in about 10 billion years, but sometime in the next 1.4 to 4.5 billion years, the axial tilt of the Earth may wind up having catastrophic changes. So the sun isn't even relevant to what, the sun's death isn't even relevant to this. And there are other changes that are taking place. I don't know why you pointed to the sun and saying the sun is expanding as if it started expanding more in the last 20 years, and that this is a great threat.
Well, he said he did math, Matt, and I'm wondering what expertise he has to do that math and what math he used.
Okay.
I mean, you probably have another 900 years after that, but what I'm saying is it's a global initiative to start spraying.
Spraying what? No. Now you got to answer my question. How do you know this? What math did you use to calculate 80 to 90 years the sun is expanding?
I can't disclose that. I cannot.
Okay, in that case, you know what? At this point, I'm done with you, because that which cannot be presented, that which is presented without evidence may be dismissed without evidence, and I'm going to dismiss your entire argument as it is right now. I'm sorry, I'm done with you. Matt, go ahead.
It's just another religion. You guys are just another religion.
Okay.
The same thing.
Tony, does that make you feel better suggesting that? Tony, does it make you feel better suggesting that we're just another religion when all we're doing is asking for the data to support your batshit crazy notion?
Well, you know what? If it's not obvious enough that they're spraying the skies, are they not? It's a global initiative. They've admitted to it, right?
Who is spraying the skies, and what are they spraying the skies with?
With aluminum oxide, all types of metals and stuff. They're protecting the planet from the planet being burned up by the sun, because it has been expanding. I don't need to prove it.
What's your evidence? Yes, you do. You just made the claim. Prove it.
Goodbye, Tony.
It's a global.
It's a global conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt. When he said it's too secret and he can't, I was done.
Yeah, no.
That's the fastest way to piss me off.
I really wanted to ask him if he was a flat earther, because he keeps going on about a global initiative, and that can God create an earth so flat that it still has a global initiative? Oh my gosh.
Turn
in the phone.